Hi everyone, good morning. I'm trying to prepare for my 34k long run. I am going to do a 34 kilometers long run today, the second last long run before the Amsterdam Marathon. And today I'm going to talk to you about my experience using the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 3. I've been using it for the last month or so, a little more than a month. I've done around 180 or 190 kilometers in this, more than 100 miles. So today I'm going to talk about how this shoe has felt all this while and my thoughts after running the 100 miles in these shoes. So for today's long run, I have to carry a lot of water. You can see it here, I think, around 7 bottles, how was it? It's like 5 bottles here and 3 here, 8 bottles actually. 8 bottles because I need to take care of my hydration. Just necessary. The water is heavy. The water is heavy, but that's what I need. Okay. So we are here, 5:30, 5:28. The weather is quite pleasant today, and it might actually rain after a couple of hours. So in the first part, I'm going to talk about the feeling, how it felt in the faster runs, in the intervals. Well, I think I've mentioned this before, and after 100 miles my opinion hasn't changed. It's not that great for the faster runs. It is a very lightweight pair of shoes, but it doesn't feel snappy. It doesn't give you that propulsion, the feeling of propulsion rather, because it's the same carbon plated shoe, but it doesn't give you the same kind of feeling as the other carbon plated shoes give. So in terms of the faster runs, I don't think it's as good as maybe the Nike Vaporfly Next 2 or the Endorphin Pro or even the Asics or the Adidas versions. So that's a negative there. Pretty worked out, pretty tired after the workout. Anyway, so the second aspect is the long runs, or for the marathon distance. Again, I think I'll give it a pass because again, there are better shoes than this. It's not as fast as I mentioned for the shorter interval runs, and it is comfortable. It's not that bad when you're around 30 kilometers down and you're tired. It feels okay. I mean, this cushion is very accommodating and the shoe is very light. But I think what I don't like about these shoes is that, again, it's not as snug as the other shoes. It doesn't grip the feet that well. So when I lift my feet off the ground when I'm running, like when the feet are in the air, it feels as if the shoe is hanging and there's a gap between the sole of my feet and the shoe. So yeah, it doesn't really give me a good feeling. It feels like the shoe is loose and it's shaking around. It doesn't slip actually, but just that when my feet are in the air, it feels like the shoe is hanging, not in contact with my feet. So I really didn't like it. So yep, for longer runs I'd probably prefer something else, not these shoes. I bought one pair, it cost me a lot of money, and probably I won't buy it again. It's not the kind of shoe you want to spend so much money on. I think Nike didn't get this one right. Anyway, moving on to the last part, I'll do the last part when I get home. I'll see you from home. Bye. So I'm back in the house. I actually took a very long break from the run yesterday. I was pretty much tired, and I just slept and slept through to recover from yesterday's run of 34 kilometers. So as I was saying, the last part of this video is about the durability of the shoes after 100 miles. I've done more than 200 kilometers in fact in these shoes, including yesterday's run. And if I talk about the durability, the sole has actually undergone some amount of wear and tear, but it's not as bad as what I've seen in some of the videos that other people have experienced, where the sole has just broken off or it has worn off quite a bit. After 200 kilometers, I can see there's a little bit of a wear and tear in the heel of my shoes. Not that bad. I can still see the numbers and figures which are inscribed on the shoes. The midsole has got, in fact, the midsole is a little worse off compared to the heel, and the forefoot is quite intact. The only complaint I have with the sole is that it's not strong enough to withstand most of the pebbles on the streets. You know, if you're running on asphalt or if you're running on some of the streets which are not so great, which have some sharp stones lying around, the pebbles get stuck inside. If I just show you this part, you can actually see there are holes in the sole, right? The rubber does not cover the entire sole, so there are holes in the waffle patterns. So some of the holes have gathered stones. I can just probably take it out and show it to you. So just see, I don't know if you can see this, but there are pebbles stuck inside the shoes. These are very tiny particles actually which are getting stuck, and it's not that big an issue, but it does leave a mark. I mean, if you see there's a hole in my shoe now. In fact, this is even the smaller one. I showed you the other foot. If you see the other foot, this hole in the midsole has actually picked up a stone, a rock rather. I didn't even realize it. So it does tend to pick up things from the road. Here's another one. That's in the gap in between the rubber and the sole. There's another pebble there. Let me just take it out for you. Ooh, got it out. And another hole, and here's another hole. So the sole is not strong enough to withstand if you're running on a very rough terrain. If you're running in a good country with very good roads, unlike the countries where I run in, it probably will withstand the run, the uneven surfaces. But if there are rocks, pebbles like these on the roads, you'll end up with holes like my shoes. So that's a small bit of a concern, but otherwise I think the heel is holding up pretty well. It's not breaking apart. The sole also seems to be quite okay. The cushion is still very soft and squishy. In fact, I feel it's become a little softer, and in the longer runs I actually enjoy the softness of the cushion sometimes, if I think about it. Coming to the upper has become even more loose. It was already loose when I bought it. Now it's become even more loose. I can feel the curves. You can see my toes, the shape of my toes pushing out onto the upper and creating a sort of a curve around here, because it's loosened up a little bit because of my feet. Other than that, I think there is no sign of any other wear and tear on the upper. It's not torn yet, unlike some of the other shoes which I've seen the upper just sort of wears out very soon. It's probably going to last me another 100 kilometers maybe, I hope. I don't know, but let's see how it goes, because I'm going to be using these pair of shoes. I'm not going to be using it for races, definitely not. It's not my go-to shoe for races. I don't think it's dependable enough. I don't think it's fast enough. But for training purposes, since I've bought it already, I'm going to use it and try to squeeze as much value out of it as much as possible, because it's $250 and a $250 training shoe. But I hope they come up with a better version of this in the next iteration. So that's it. That's my experience of using the Nike Vaporfly Next % 3. So that brings us to the end of this video. I've almost reached the marathon day, October 15th. 3 weeks to the marathon now. Not everything has gone according to plans, but I've been able to sort of stick to a rough plan all throughout. Now all that's left is to finish off the remaining workouts, which is next week, and then move on to taper and then carbo load and hope for the best in the marathon, give it my best in the marathon. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Please do like and subscribe, because I keep posting every week about my running experiences, and let me know in the comments what you think about the videos. Any feedback is welcome. Thank you for watching. See you again. Cheers.